Hi everyone, welcome to Season 2, Episode 3 of Marketing Ninja Unleashed. Today, we're diving into what it takes to build a brand that is so much more than just a moment. It's so easy to chase trends and viral campaigns, but the businesses that last, they're the ones that are built with purpose, consistency, and a real connection. We're talking about sustainability in marketing and how you can use customer data to create smarter, more personalized journeys. We also talk about what a high converting abandoned cart flow actually looks like. Hi everyone, welcome back to Marketing Ninja Unleashed. I'm Rena, founder of You and Your Story, and I'm so glad you're here for episode 3 of season 2. Today, we're talking about something that people sometimes forget, and that's building brands that last. Not just the ones that trend or just make some noise for 24 hours. I mean the brands that connect, that grow, and that actually make a difference in how they're operating, how they sell, but most importantly, how they treat people. So here's what we'll be covering today. Firstly, starting with why sustainability in marketing matters now more than ever. How you can use customer behavior data to build smarter journeys. How to use that data to build an abandoned cart journey that actually converts. And why viral moments are fun, but consistency is what builds a good brand. So let's start with the big topic, sustainability. We hear it and see it all the time. It's in product descriptions, on packaging, in company taglines. But the truth is, sustainable marketing is more than just saying that your product is eco-friendly. It's all about how you operate, how you communicate, and how much you think about your product's life cycle, not just your next launch. Because marketing is part of the bigger system. And if your messaging is shouting, "I'm green," but your business doesn't back it up, that isn't sustainable. That's called greenwashing. If you don't know what greenwashing is, it's when a brand presents itself as more environmentally responsible than it actually is. So they're using vague statements with no proof whatsoever. They're making claims like they're eco-conscious or natural with no context. They're using earthy colours and even imagery from nature to give the impression of being green, but not actually delivering anything behind it. And the reason this matters so much is actually quite simple. Your audience is smarter than that. They will check, they will call it out, and even worse, they'll lose trust. So what is sustainable marketing? It's honest, transparent, and focuses on long-term customer relationships, not just short-term sales. Most importantly, it aligns with how you actually run your business. It doesn't mean never selling. It just means selling with intention, with relevance, and with awareness. Now, let's shift gears, but stay focused on long-term thinking. I want to talk about customer behavior data. I know it sounds dry, but this is one of the most powerful, practical tools that you have as a marketer or a business owner. And the best part is you actually already have it. If you have a website and Google Analytics set up properly, you can see what people are looking at on your website, what products they're looking at but don't actually buy, where they drop off in your checkout process, what emails they open, which ones they don't open, what time of the day they're browsing on your website, what content they're actually clicking on. But most businesses don't use it. They send the same generic emails to everyone, show the same homepage to returning customers, push one offer, one message, one experience to completely different types of buyers. So I wanted to share a few simple tips to help you fix that. First of all, segmentation. Divide your audience based on actual behavior, not just the form that they filled out on your website. Use topics such as purchase history, the level of engagement, product categories that they're interested in, the pages that they viewed or even abandoned. Secondly, personalize that journey. Show returning visitors the products they were browsing. Send emails based on what they've shown interest in. Adjust the language and the tone depending on how far they are in their journey and how much they know about you. This isn't about being creepy or annoying. It's about being helpful. No one wants irrelevant noise. What your customers want is the next step that actually makes sense for them. Most email platforms, website builders, and CRMs already let you do this with just a little bit of setup. So smarter journeys will lead to smarter sales, because when people feel seen, they stick around. Let's bring it down to something very practical, and we'll actually help you personalize your user journeys. This is your abandoned cart series. As an e-commerce business owner, you probably see it all the time. A customer adds something to their basket, then disappears. And most businesses just shrug and say, well, they must have changed their mind. Maybe they got distracted. Maybe they weren't sure. Maybe they wanted a bit of reassurance. That's where a well-written, well-timed abandoned cart sequence comes in. And here's how you can build one that actually feels human and will help you convert. So, email 1. That's usually the gentle nudge, 1 or 2 hours later, with a subject line of still thinking it over, or something similar. Keep it really light and really friendly. The content would be something along the lines of, hey, we noticed you left something behind. No pressure, just wanted to make sure you didn't forget. Include the product image and a really simple call to action, like return to cart. Email 2. This is the reassurance email, usually 24 hours later. The subject line could be something along the line of, do you have any questions? We're right here. This is where you can handle objections. You can share reviews, offer customer support, remind them of your returns policy or guarantees. This one is all about building trust, not pushing sales here. Email 3, this is the nudge with some value, typically 48 to 72 hours later. The subject line, still deciding? Here's a little something. Here's where you might want to introduce an offer, but only if it makes sense for your brand. It could be 10% off, free shipping, or a bonus item. Make it time sensitive though, and keep the tone helpful, not desperate. Number 4 is your optional email. I like to call it the goodbye. Subject line, something along the lines of last chance to grab this. Give them the opportunity to complete the purchase before the cart expires. Keep it brief and polite, then let it go. The goal with this series isn't to guilt trip, it's to guide, to remind people why they were interested in the first place and gently lead them back again. If it's done right, an abandoned cart email sequence feels like a service, not sales. And usually they can recover 15 to 30% of lost revenue. I think that's worth doing properly. I've put all of this on my website. Take a look at the description. The link will be there for you to see this again. And finally, I want to talk about the myth of momentum. I've heard it so many times and it really makes my blood boil, because the number of times I've heard, we just want to go viral. We need something that'll blow up. We saw this company do that video and it got over 1,000 likes. Let's do that. I get it. It's exciting. It looks like success, but going viral isn't a growth plan. It's a spike. It's a moment, a blip almost. If you haven't built anything underneath it, systems, offers, a proper funnel, and a strong message, you've got nowhere for all that attention to go. And what's worse, you spend all of your time chasing visibility instead of building viability. Let me say that again. Visibility means people see you. Viability means your business works, with or without them. So here's what you need to shift. Stop asking, how do we go viral? And start asking, how do we stay relevant and valuable every day? It's not as shiny, but it is how you build a brand that lasts. I've talked about this in a few episodes previously, but I find it really frustrating when I see brands that are not posting anything relevant, just constantly chasing trends in the hope that it might go as viral as the CEO at Astronomer's Secret Affair did. I can guarantee that was not in their social strategy. On another note, the way Astronomer have handled their brand reputation on social media has been applause-worthy. They've stuck to their values and have acted in an incredibly professional manner. Which also raises the point about follow-ups. If you do happen to go viral, do you have the right mechanisms and infrastructure in place to deal with it? We're coming to the end of episode 3, so let me wrap up everything that I've been through today. Starting with sustainable marketing. It means meaningful, not just green. Your messaging needs to match your business practices. Customer behaviour data is your goldmine. Use it to personalise their journeys, not just blast out offers. Build an abandoned cart journey that converts prospects to customers and doesn't just annoy them. Viral content might grab attention, but it's consistency that builds trust. And trust is what leads to long-term success. The question isn't how loud can we be, it's how useful can we become. So, before you chase the next trend or copy someone else's success, ask yourself, is your business built to last, or is it just built to spike? That question should help shape your next post, your next campaign, and even your next team meeting. Thank you so much for listening to Season 2, Episode 3 of Marketing Ninja Unleashed. And remember, you and your story is here to make sure your story is the one the world won't forget.
This has been a Monkey Pants Productions podcast.